asking themselves, should we be getting into politics and trying to find a leadership role, or just this is too far gone?
No, you must never say it's too far. You might be able to mount an argument that you can't retrieve it or whatever, but that is to surrender. That is to betray the heroes who gave us so much. We need new heroes. So I would say that every young person should be asking themselves, not should I join a political party, but why would I not join the political party of my choice?
And when so many people, young people today, but I mean, this has happened over the years, and maybe it's a bit rude to ask you this question, but so many say, oh, politicians, they're all the same, it's just going to be a basket case, they're all liars, or so on and so forth. What would you say to that notion?
Well, just shows why you need it, doesn't it? If you're not like that, if you can do a better job, you need it. Well, it's not true, by the way. Of course, there are good men and women on all parts. But the media, particularly, the mainstream media, and frankly a lot of online media now, has fed this narrative, this cynical narrative. Skepticism can be a healthy thing. Cynicism is just corrosive. And we've slipped into hostile cynicism on almost every front. And I sometimes say that we've lost confidence in one another, in our political processes, in the institutions of freedom, and perhaps worst of all, the thinking that gave rise to the institutions that have actually served us so well. And thinking, if you'll forgive me for saying so, was largely driven by belief systems. The Judeo-Christian influence, has been massive. Even the story of Exodus, let my people go, do not enslave my people. The Ten Commandments, loving your neighbour, those sorts of things lie at the heart of our culture. And we've abandoned them. We're cynical about them. We don't understand them. And that's which we don't understand. We either ignore at its most benign, or we become hostile to them. We're cynical, but we become hostile to things that we don't understand. That's our human nature. So we need to understand again, what are those who have gone before us have given us? And we need heroes who will step up and pick up their work, defend it and pick it up, not let it slide into the morass that it is at the moment.
As a former Deputy Prime Minister who was in a leadership political position during a very strong time of Australia's growth, what are the actual ways in which government moves that you can enter political life and recreate what your generation or team was able to do?
We have now eliminated the $96 billion of net debt.
History rhymes, it never exactly repeats, but the broad principles would be, firstly, a commitment to clear thinking and more right brain, less left brain thinking.
Can you define what that means?
Left brain, right brain?
Yeah.
Well, both are necessary, but they should be in balance. All cultures that have worked well have had a right balance between feelings and facts, if you like, between emotional commitment to one another and better outcomes and all of those things, balanced by an utter pragmatic realism that if you want to be secure, you have to run a proper economy. You have to run proper security services. You have to secure supply chains. You shouldn't spend your children's money and expect your country to go on being free. Firstly, we have to believe in our own culture. Our kids are being taught that we're a bad culture. You can't proceed on that basis. Who's going to stand up and defend a bad culture? Secondly, we've got to help young people build more resilience, be the leaders of tomorrow, have the emotional security and the educational cutting edge. And we're not educating our young people well. We spend more than the average in the OECD, the Organisation for Economic Cooperation and Development, 35 rich countries around the world, per child on education, I think, than any of them. And we have amongst the very worst outcomes of all. Well, who's in charge of this? Who's going to fix it? I mean, what do all these bureaucrats do? The people who set the curriculum. And I'm not going to slag off at our teachers, too many of them in my own family, to want to do that. But the curriculum is not working. The disciplinary codes are not working. And we are letting our children down. We're not helping them. We're letting them down, and we're letting our country down. We have to pay more attention to economic management, to not overspending, ending the intergenerational theft, and grapple with that really big issue that's disillusioning so many young people. They can't afford a house, so they're making decisions now around lifestyle choices on the basis that I'll never afford a house, so I'll go and spend a fortune on my pets. You know, Generation Z in Australia spends more on its pets than Generation Z anywhere else in the world. Then the energy debate, it's just so irresponsible to pretend you can do it all with renewables. You can't. We need an energy mix. We are ruining not only our economy now, but our future prospects by not getting it right. And then the three aspects of security, which are cyber security, supply chain security, and an actual defence force. So there are the five broad areas that require urgent leadership in Australia today for the sake of your generation and my grandkids' generation. I'm all right. You know, I've had a wonderful life, incredible opportunities in the most fortunate country in the world, as I see it, but we're absolutely squandering it.